Hello from the garden shop. In this video we want to show you our light and moisture meter that we have on the website. So you can see the product here in front of me. You can see this is the reader that you get, and then this is the test probe that you will position down into your soil to determine moisture levels. On the back of the meter you can see here that it has a light sensor on the back, and that is what you use to determine light levels. Looking back to the front then, you can see that there's a switch here. One side has moisture, and then the other side you switch over to determine your light readings. And then looking here at the top, you can see that there's a dial, and the dial will then position itself accordingly depending on the light levels and the moisture levels in that particular area. So you'd use an item like this to work out the growing conditions that you have in a certain area. So if you had house plants, say in a living room area, and you want to determine if you have enough light, you can simply flick the dial over to the light setting, analyze the light conditions in that particular area of the room using the light recorder here at the back, then take the reading from the front, and then you can determine whether you have sufficient light in that part of your room for a particular plant. So to talk about the dial more here, the dial reading has, in terms of the light setting, it has a level from A all the way through to H, and that will determine your light reading. And then in our catalogue brochure that we have that comes with the meter itself, there are 150 plants listed here, and it indicates the ideal light settings for those 150 plants. Okay, so that's the whole purpose of the light meter. You can also then determine moisture levels in your soil, and the whole point of that then is to determine whether your soil is too wet or too dry, and if you're overwatering your plants, or maybe if you're not watering your plants enough. To determine the moisture levels in your soil, flick the switch over to the moisture setting, take the probe and push it down into the soil, and then a reading will appear on the screen here, and that will tell you again the moisture levels of your soil. You can then take that reading, and then you can apply it then again back to your list of 150 plants, and you can determine whether you have the correct moisture levels in your soil, and whether you maybe need to water more often or water less frequently. So that's the product anyway. It's a clever little item, and it's a great way to get to learn more about how to grow your plants, and also how to create the ideal growing conditions for your plants. If you find that the light readings are just not strong enough in a particular area, you should consider moving your plants closer to a window, or consider setting up an outdoor greenhouse area where light conditions are also going to be maximised. So that's our product anyway. It's our light and moisture meter, and it's available on thegardenshop.ie.